Hello, world! This is another wonderful episode of Constantly Cheeky with Rupert and Constance Quigley. And today we want to discuss active engagement and feedback so you can learn how to first get it and then how you should handle the different aspects of feedback and build your reputation online. So the World Wide Web is a vast hub of information, and there's something out there for everybody. So this webisode is not to discourage, but rather to encourage and provide some realistic insight into what is required to build a following, to gain your feedback, and to make sure it's engaged and positive. Although there is a side note, negative feedback can be helpful and should not ever be unwanted. I mean, you don't. Yeah, you don't shoot for negative feedback, but if it occurs, don't be discouraged because there's good things that can come from it. So, let's start with, what does it really take to build a following online?
Engaging with other people and sharing things about you or what you do, so that other people can engage with you.
Exactly.
Consistency and time.
Yeah, the commitment of time, yes. So I have a story I want to share, and it's one that I was covering in my blog today, and when Rupert and I were discussing setting up this webisode today, we decided it'd be a good topic to move forward with here also. So in the blog, I'm talking about engaging feedback and making sure that you're continuing to grow your visibility, but I'm talking about it in a real setting. So again, we don't expect people to reach trending status overnight. We want to talk to the people who are impassioned by what it is that they're pursuing, and that they're showing their dedication and time. So the story that I have is actually about my teenager, because she came to me about December and she said, "Mom, I want to start writing and I want to build a following online." And that's wonderful. Every mom wants to hear that. But she asked me what the truth of it was. Tell me the truth so I go into this prepared. And I said, okay, well, the truth of it is that you have to be passionate about whatever it is that you're doing, because your passion is an insurance. Your passion ensures that you're going to continue to do this regardless of what kind of feedback or if you don't get feedback. A lot of people get discouraged by week 3. They don't have a big following, so they give up. And it wasn't something you should have given up on. It was something you weren't passionate enough to continue to pursue. So I explained that to her. And I explained that she wanted to be posting on a schedule. So if you're writing a book, like my daughter is writing a book, don't ever not schedule your post, or don't not post when you told people you were going to post. And in the very beginning, tell people when you're going to post so you hold yourself to that commitment. So she had committed to posting a new chapter 3 days a week, and I thought that was a big undertaking for someone who's still in high school and has her own social engagements that she's trying to pursue. 3 chapters is a big deal. But she did. She started posting a chapter 3 days a week. A new chapter 3 days a week, and she had no followers, no visitors. And so I was like, share your post. She said, no, Mommy, I want to get real people who are honestly engaged in what I am posting, and I don't want to share my posts yet. Okay, now I'm interested. That's really cool, because she's showing you that she's ensuring herself with her passion. So what happened was, I think she had been posting for about 6 weeks, and her first viewer came in, and this is an independent viewer. I remind you, she was not sharing this book anywhere. She wasn't telling her Facebook friends. She wasn't tweeting it on Twitter. She had told no one except for me, and I was just watching this book evolve, and it's an amazing story. I'm super proud there. But beyond it being an amazing story, she's not telling anybody. So her first viewer is entirely unique. And what was interesting is she's posting in a writer's forum online, and the reader did not pull from the same category that she was writing. So the reader was a dedicated anime story person only. And the first person comes to a fan fiction, I think they call it a ship. I'm learning all of these new terms. It's pretty awesome. But she has a fan fiction ship between the Powerpuff Girls and the Rowdy Rough Boys. And it's pretty cute. So this visitor comes in and they start engaging with her. And I'd say that the next 4 chapters posted, it's just this visitor. Well, then a week later, my daughter comes downstairs absolutely excited. First thing in the morning, I'm just getting my coffee, and she's glowing. What's going on? She had gotten 100 independent views overnight. And 100 doesn't sound like a crazy amount of people unless you've actually tried doing this. And 100 is overnight. 100 is huge. Well, since then, she's watching her numbers increase twofold every week. She just started posting on social media because she feels like she's gained a following enough to try and reach out to other engaged viewers. But you have to understand that she built this on nothing more than her own dedication and commitment to telling her story. So that's really what Rupert and I are trying to talk about today, which is your ability to align your passion with something that you can truly commit to initially without feedback. That's really, you have to be willing to go through that step first. And when you start off, no one's really going to say anything. When Rupert and I made this video, this is video number 6, people, and we have received feedback, but we haven't received it in droves yet, and we don't expect to receive it in droves yet, because the reason we've created this webisode was for us. We created it for us, and as much as we would love to build a following, that is in fact a goal, you still see us engaging with one another because we enjoy our time together, and this is something that we are passionate about pursuing.
Right. Enjoy it.
Exactly. So it's something we both enjoy, and eventually, if you're passionate about something and you enjoy doing it, your following it'll come. It comes, you guys. It's just hang in there. That's some of the best advice you will ever get, is just hang in there. So let's talk about things. Let's talk about the weight of passion. When I say you need to be passionate about it, Rupert, can you add some weight to that? Can you explain the kind of passion required to be able to make it online for months even without feedback?
From my perspective, working on Cheeky Promo, I've had a few people send me messages that included swear words, and I've tried to reply and then moved on, kind of taking their feedback with a pinch of salt, and then almost ignoring it because it's just one out of however many people. And I've been working on this for 4.5 years, and it's still, I'm kind of thinking in terms of years, not months or weeks. So I'm in it for the long haul, as it were. Not that haul is the right word, but.
So go back and talk about the negative feedback that you receive, because I asked for feedback on the passion, and you really hit it there, but it needs more explanation so people can understand the people who are watching this, I'm going to assume some have received negative feedback and had to learn to take it with a grain of salt and to be able to commit themselves to annual projections versus weekly or daily projections. But when you get that negative feedback, is it not your love of what you do that allows you to take it with a grain of salt?
It is, absolutely. One other feedback I got not so long ago was a response to a tweet I sent out tagging a few people who I had helped some time ago, and one person responded that I hadn't helped them, and I responded to them asking them where they would like to be, but they didn't reply. So that finished that conversation, which was frustrating because I would have liked to have helped them more. And depending on the project that you're working on, if you're in a band with other people, then you need to get on with the other people in the band as well.
Yeah, but I find it hard. I do. I find it hard that you didn't help them. Maybe your guys' intent wasn't aligned in the same way. Or maybe they didn't understand exactly what it is that you do. Really quickly, most of the time it is simply just miscommunication. But not all of your feedback's going to be negative. I want to talk about another kind of feedback because I work with a lot of people who are trying to launch their presence online. And until recently, I did almost everything behind the scenes. And it took Rupert to convince me to come out of my little select a social tunnel.
I goes both ways.
Yes, and to talk to the world. So we encouraged each other to do this. But what about when you have a really great following, but they're all people you know? I get a lot of people who are concerned about this kind of following. Like, a friend of mine is doing podcasts, and he explains that the only people commenting are biological family. Should that be something that people who are launching should be concerned by or encouraged with?
I would say encouraged.
Me too. I think so too. It's not bad that it's your family following you. It's actually really good, and Rupert could shed more light on this specifically, but it's a profound thing that your family's following you because you guys don't share all the same friends, and they're following you because they are in fact inspired by you, or they do like what you're sharing. Siblings have sibling fights. Your sister's not going to support you in everything. I have 2 of them, I know. So clearly they are supporting you and they are interested, invested in what you're doing, but they're also sharing your visibility because every time they engage, their friends lists are able to see that they're engaged with what you're doing.
Right.
Do you want to add anything to that?
It would be nice for me if my family were supporting what I was doing on a visible online basis.
You know, let's talk about that because some family members actually look at it the opposite. So when I'm dealing with people behind the scenes, you get the performer who feels like their family's engagement is actually a bad thing. Clarify, it's not, it's a good thing. But you also get the family members who want to support the performer, but they also think that the family support could be viewed as a bad thing online. Rupert and I want to strongly encourage that that's not the case at all. If your family is supporting you, your family is supporting you. It's a good and positive thing both ways.
Right. I would 100% agree with that.
So I hope I hope that your family sees this and they see that it's okay actually to support a family member who's doing something online and that you're benefiting them in the long run.
It's a bit like we were discussing in one of the previous episodes about parents being artist managers, but in a different way.
Exactly. Well, and you know, if that family member happens to launch their career in a really profound way, it's a lot easier to ask them for help in the future if you helped them get to where they are. I'm
Right.
just, there's a lot of stigma around that, and I don't think there needs to be, because if you had that support from that person when they come to you for help later, it's not uncomfortable for anybody. It's more a mutual benefit for the growth and strategic design of the entire plan, I think. Rupert and I experience this with friends all the time. So, and most of the time, like serious followers, people who share and like our posts regularly, they become friends, and more than becoming friends, they benefit from our friendship. So, I don't really want to throw out names because we haven't asked consent, but on Facebook we have a couple of friends who are independent business owners, and they started out of the blue sharing or liking mine or Rupert's posts, realized that we worked together as a team, and started sharing our collective posts. In doing that, I know that I have privately reached out and sent social media designs to them at no cost to help boost their business. And I've also started promoting some of their businesses on occasion, happily so, just because I realize that their engagement is helping my engagement. And so I want to help their engagement in a way that I excel. And Rupert does the same. So maybe he doesn't hand you social media designs in private messages and you're free to use this and I hope it works well for you, but he'll start promoting this person's business because they were promoting ours. And it's funny, the reach is never the same. In our social group, Rupert has the reach. like that's underlined. He is the promoter. But
It's not a competition, but I don't think of it as a competition, but I like to help. Yeah.
right, we don't see it as a competition. Both Rupert and I acknowledge the help that has been given to us as help, and we try and balance that out by repaying the favor. You understand then that a relationship is being built, and one that is equally engaging and beneficial for all of the parties involved. So if you happen to get a private message with some ads love me, it means that, well, and my letter will say so, but it means that I'm very, very grateful for the engagement that you've had with me on my brand or brands, and I wanted to help you out equally. And I noticed Rupert does the same thing, and it goes back to gratitude, which I think we talked about in Webisode 2. But being gracious and being humble and being true to who you are, that all ties into this passion that we're talking about, and it seconds as insurance to keep you focused in what your mission is overall.
Right. The passion keeps you going.
It does. And I think a lot of times people hear these words, but they don't know how to apply them. And so that's why I wanted to do this video today about feedback, is because you read all of these very helpful tips online all the time, but they don't really express how it should be applied in thought or how it should be applied in actual daily application. And so when we're discussing this, I want the bigger picture to be focused on the actual application of what we're saying. Think that feedback and passion go hand in hand, because whether the feedback is positive or it's negative, it can infuse or defuse your passion. And you want to pick something that you are so passionate about that you don't experience the diffuse side of it as often, even if it's something that like you build into your thinking, where you get negative feedback and you go, wait a minute, I'm going to take a step back and I'm going to look at this from an outside perspective, like Constantly Cheeky told me, and I'm going to try and find the actual problem and address that in a very diplomatic way. But then you also need to remind yourself, same moment, that this is something you're passionate about and it's something that you're going to accomplish successfully. And that reminder helps push you just that little bit to where you can reground yourself and become focused so you're not discouraged. And that's what I'm trying to focus on, is not being discouraged, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're a promoter. It doesn't matter if you're a serial entrepreneur. It doesn't matter if you're a college student. It doesn't matter if you are a professional juggler of mandarin oranges only. Seriously, somebody out there wants to know what you do, and they're interested, and they're just as passionate in watching you as you are in performing. So I want to make sure that we're really focused, at least in this discussion, on building your own passion and then being able to dedicate your time to it and commit to the passion that you've picked, because that's where you find success.
Right.
So it's all about developing grit. Ooh, I love grit. So what else, Rupert? Engaged. What about talking to viewers about engagement? Is there a benefit to the web surfer for engaging?
What do you mean?
Well, we kind of did just talk about it, but like every single person who promotes us isn't a business owner. People who engage with us, is there a benefit to engaging with us? Is there a benefit to engaging with us on the side of us, and then is there a benefit to engaging with us on the side of the internet?
Hopefully one of the benefits on both sides is making new friends, which is what you and I are,
right,
as well as kind of collaborators in a business sense. So friendship is one of the biggest benefits I see.
Be fantastic. And there's nothing better than like the story earlier with my daughter coming downstairs and figuring out I got 100 followers overnight. I'm like, you've had that happen, yes?
Yeah.
Me too. And no one can take you down from that cloud that day. You're just like, I did it. and it's even more difficult actually to do that with a book, I think, online. So I'm super proud of her, because it's not like she's doing visuals. She has pages and pages and pages of words. People have to actually read what she's posting. And so that's a phenomenal, I can't underline how phenomenal 100 independent readers are for a high school writer online overnight. That's good for her. So it takes time, you guys. It takes time, and it takes commitment, and it takes dedication. So tips and tricks on how to stay dedicated to be able to increase your engagement.
Talking with people who are working on their own projects, who can support you and encourage you in the times that you need it, and as well as the times that you've done something well.
There's nothing better than being able to share those moments of wellness. But there's also, I love when I'm able to call and reach out to you and various people in our network and go, okay guys, this is what happened and I'm not sure if it's good or not and I need you guys to read it and give me support and feedback. And you guys all have different perspectives. And so what I get back from you is never, oh, that's it, Connie. Hang up your coat, you're done. You'll never find success. Instead, they're able to show me a different perspective. They're able to show me something completely new that maybe I didn't see originally. It's all about diversity and diversifying your group of people that you work with. Throw in that I schedule everything. So for like Rupert and I, we try to record on Sundays and Thursdays to post on Mondays and Fridays. Sometimes it doesn't work out that way because today is totally Friday. But that's okay. Well, and it's almost Saturday for you, right?
It's 20 to 10.
Okay, it's almost. It's close. So that means that we kind of have to wrap it up, and I need to hurry so I can keep my promise with London and also have it posted by Friday. But find support anywhere you can. Family is good support, people. And family, it's really good if you support your family members who are pursuing careers online, like and share. But I also think that it's always important to engage in a realistic way. So try also to engage often.
Online and offline.
On and offline, you're right, because you can always hook up with amazing people and and find that support that you need. So I totally love you, world. I think that you are fantastic, and I'm so thankful that you have joined Constantly Cheeky for yet another webisode. We were never kidding when we said that we would love feedback. Please engage with us. Tell us what it is you would like to learn about or what it is you'd like to know. I live, breathe, and eat researching, so if I don't know, I'm happy to look it up for you. Again, Rupert Cheek, at Cheeky Promos, Cheeky Ventures, at Rupert Cheek. I'm Constance Quigley, and you can find our links down below. And again, I'd love to hear from you, for real. It'd be amazing.
So would I.
Bye, guys.
Bye.